Are we on the verge of witnessing a monumental shift in the Toronto Maple Leafs roster? Rumors are swirling about two key players, and the discussions around their futures could reshape the team as we know it. Imagine the excitement if these pivotal figures decide to commit to the Leafs long-term. Stay tuned as we dive deep into the latest buzz surrounding their contract negotiations and what it could mean for the team's championship aspirations. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video to keep up with all the breaking news about our beloved Maple Leafs. The latest buzz around the Toronto Maple Leafs is both exciting and a little nerve-wracking, especially as we hear that the team is in ongoing extension negotiations with both Mitch Marner and John Tavares. Chris Johnston from TSN recently shed some light on the situation, indicating that while no official offers have been exchanged just yet, there is certainly a dialogue happening. This is crucial because it means both players and the Leafs are open to discussions that could lead to extensions during the season. Now, let's be real here. Marner and Tavares are two of the most pivotal figures in this franchise, and any news about their contracts will undoubtedly get the fan base buzzing. Marner seems to have a clear focus on hockey, saying he wants to concentrate on the game while allowing his agent and GM Brad Treliving to handle the contractual talks. This is a mature approach, but it also raises questions. Does he truly want to stay in Toronto, or is he just playing it cool? Personally, I feel like Marner genuinely enjoys being a Leaf, but the stakes are high. If the team fails to make a significant playoff run again, will it affect his willingness to sign an extension? As for Tavares, he's in a different stage of his career. He's made it abundantly clear that he wants to stay in Toronto. Still, that doesn't mean he won't seek a fair deal. The fact that he's open to a deferred salary arrangement could be a game changer. This could allow the team to manage its salary cap much more effectively while rewarding Tavares in a way that aligns with his career trajectory. It's fascinating to think about how this could impact not just his future, but also the team's ability to bring in other talent. One thing that stands out is how both players are approaching their negotiations. Tavares has the experience and a desire to cement his legacy in Toronto. He understands the importance of making a deal that works for both parties. Meanwhile, Marner is younger and in a different phase of his career, yet he also seems willing to engage in talks that could occur mid-season. This flexibility speaks volumes about their commitment to the team, but it also puts pressure on the organization to make the right moves. And then there's the looming question of the salary cap. Frank Seravalli and Pierre LeBrun have noted that the teams are waiting to see what the cap will look like next season, which adds another layer of complexity. Tavares has little interest in hitting the open market, but if the Leafs don't secure a deal soon, they could find themselves in a precarious position. This uncertainty can create anxiety among us fans, as we worry about the potential fallout if things don't go as planned. For Marner, the risk is a little different. If the Leafs struggle again in the playoffs, will he still command the same market value, or will the desire to stay in Toronto outweigh financial considerations? It's a tough balancing act. I think Marner is more than capable of commanding a hefty paycheck, and if he continues to perform at a high level, the Leafs might just find themselves in a bidding war to keep him. The potential for deferred salary contracts is also intriguing. It makes sense for Tavares, who is nearing the end of his playing days but still wants to contribute to a team that has so much promise. If he signs a deal that defers payments, it could open up cap space for the Leafs to make other critical moves. This strategy isn't common among star players, but it's becoming a more accepted practice in the league, especially after the success seen in other sports. Could a deal like this set a precedent for the league? It would be groundbreaking if a player of Tavares' caliber were to agree to such terms. It could change the way teams negotiate with star players in the future. And let's not forget about the recent contract for Frank Vatrano, which deferred a significant portion of his salary. This could very well be a model for the Leafs as they navigate their own negotiations. As we dive into the latest buzz surrounding John Tavares and the Toronto Maple Leafs, it's clear that the stakes are high. With Tavares poised to enter unrestricted free agency this July, discussions about a potential contract extension are heating up. According to NHL insider Chris Johnston, conversations are already underway between Tavares' agent and the Leafs, and it looks like we could see a deal that features some unique financial terms. What does that mean for Tavares? Well, reports suggest he might be looking for a shorter-term deal that includes deferred payments. This is a strategy that could benefit both the player and the team. Tavares, at 34 years old, is approaching the twilight of his career but remains a vital contributor to the Leafs, racking up 40 points in just 40 games this season. His leadership qualities and experience have been essential, especially with Auston Matthews missing some time due to injury. Johnston pointed out a recent example in the league, Jake McCabe's 5-year, $22.57 million deal, which also included deferred payments. This type of arrangement could be the perfect fit for Tavares, especially considering his desire to stay in Toronto. Remember, he has made it clear that winning a Stanley Cup with the Leafs is a dream for him, and with the current roster, that dream feels more attainable than ever. Now let's talk numbers. Analyst Steve Dangle speculated that a reasonable contract for Tavares could be a 5-year deal worth $32.5 million, averaging $6.5 million annually. If Tavares signs for less than that, it would speak volumes about his commitment to the team and the city. But here's where it gets tricky. Do you think this was the best decision for him? Honestly, I'm torn. On one hand, Tavares has been incredible for the Leafs, but on the other, we have to consider the long-term implications of such a deal. This situation raises a lot of questions about the team's future. If Tavares signs, how does that affect the salary cap? What about the younger players, and how do we ensure they get their fair share of the pie? The Leafs are in a unique position where they have a blend of veteran presence and youthful energy, and balancing that is crucial. As a passionate fan, I can't help but feel a mix of excitement and anxiety about what the future holds. The team is positioned well, boasting a record of 26-13-2. But every decision made in the coming months could alter the trajectory of the franchise. Can Tavares lead the team to a championship? Can the front office navigate these contract talks without jeopardizing the core group? The stakes have never been higher. And you, what do you think? I want to hear your opinions down below. How do you feel about Tavares potentially taking less money to stay with the Leafs? Are you optimistic about the future of this team? Do you believe they can finally break through and win that elusive cup? Leave your thoughts in the comments and let's get this discussion going. As we continue to follow the developments regarding Tavares and the Leafs, don't forget to activate the notification bell to get all the latest updates. Like and share this video if you're as passionate about the Leafs as I am, and subscribe to stay connected with everything happening in our beloved Toronto Maple Leafs community. Together, we can share our hopes, dreams, and yes, even our frustrations as we navigate this thrilling season. Go Leafs, go!